this Premier League Match Day 3 review edition of the Premier League Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog has a brand new offer for new customers. Pay just $5 and get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with the code PLGP. Welcome, everybody, to the Premier League Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. My name is Malcolm Bamford, coming to you from Newcastle upon Tyne in the northeast of England. Today is Sunday, August the 31st. We are here to have a look around the weekend of Premier League football that finished round about an hour ago, and indeed cast our eye over the first 3 weeks, really, see what we've learned in the opening couple of match days before we head into this first interminably long and unnecessary international break. Joining me from underneath the nosy cow is Mr. Barry Penaluna. Barry, how are you doing?
Evening. I'm very well, thank you.
Okay. I've been out dealing blackjack, Barry, for a couple of hours tonight. And I tell you what, I needed it. I was in an absolute funk, like a football funk. We're going to get onto it. Just the anatomy.
Malcolm.
What?
You're only as good as your last pick, Malcolm. You're only as good as your last pick. Yeah?
You're only as good as your last pick, Barry. Well, we'll get onto the reason you're saying that in a minute. Because I agree with you. I was in an absolute funk, but it was very easy to fall out with football for the majority of this weekend. So I've been out just to a wedding in the Tyne Bank Brewery, Barry. I think I've been in there with you, actually. We met there once. We were going somewhere. Do you remember?
Yeah, true.
Anyway, it was canny the night. There was all sorts of things going on. There was dancing girls. They had a massive McDonald's delivery just when I was leaving. A couple who got married in Vegas a few weeks ago, but had that big do tonight. So that's perked me up, just talking to people who weren't depressed about football. I didn't know these people existed, Barry. And I went outside into the world, and there were some actual normal people who weren't as distressed as me about absolutely everything. So I've got some perspective back. But Saturday, Barry, was one of the very worst days I can remember. Certainly since the show started. I think probably that almost coincided with Newcastle being a bit better. But it was just a combination of all sorts of reasons as well. And actually, the picks were shit. Absolute shit. But it got to the point where I just wasn't even bothered about them anymore because everything else pissed me off. Like the picks were the fourth thing on the list, with the fourth reason I was pissed off with absolutely everything. We'll go through it bit by bit, but it was losing picks. It was VAR. It was Newcastle being shit. It was last-minute winners for all my least favourite teams. Strikers on strike. It just left me incredibly disillusioned with the entire thing, Barry. I enjoyed virtually none of it. In fact, I would say absolutely none of it, in fact. So I was pleased it finished and gives us a chance for a little reset. But always with the gallows humour, Barry, we can look back over the weekend in a little minute because I think you actually did worse than me, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I mean, nobody could have done much worse. It was an absolute horror show. And as you say, it wasn't even the picks necessarily that annoyed me the most, although I hit nothing yesterday. I lost absolutely every pick. But again, it was you started with a Chelsea match and that annoyed the hell out of me because it was an absolute shambles, as you say. We'll get onto that in a minute. The Sunderland, the Man United late goals just ruined the 3 o'clock part of the afternoon. The 5:30 game was Newcastle. That was shite. I went out of the last man standing this week.
Yeah,
it was Man City. And I left 27 points on my bench in fantasy football with Dewsbury Hall, picked up a goal and an assist for Everton. And then I had Juve today with a clean sheet and an assist for West Ham, both sitting on my bench. So 27 points left on the bench. That's more than some people got from their starting 11s this week. It was another
Bob finished on 15. I just came in from work 20 minutes ago and he was showing me his wild card. He's at that stage. He's like, what do you think of this, Dad? This is brilliant. I was like, you can't just say, you told me 3 weeks ago your team was brilliant. I think he's got to be 46 points from 3
I've
weeks.
been all right this week. I got 62 points as it is. So I've actually had a good week in FPL, but it could have been closer to like 90 points if I'd just... I mean, I've had Dewsbury Hall in my team for 2 weeks in a row and he's done nothing and then, let me down. So... I was pleased with the Saw goal later on. That got me out of trouble with the FPL. And also my only winning pick of the weekend. Way Crystal Palace, double chance. Only as good as your last pick.
You're only as good as your last pick. I think so, Barry. That does tie. I had a 1 out of 10 once, do you remember? And it was the last pick of the weekend. Because tonight, I had the same pick as you. And I was torn between wanting to win and wanting you to lose. Because you laying a big fucking egg would have been great. Because I think that's as low as you can go. What we've done, Barry, is because you hit that last one, again, by not going down the road, it remains the road ahead, Barry. So there's still the possibility that one of us could limbo underneath that one pick mark. And anyone who has to fucking win, you was that geezer on YouTube moaning. I think he was probably just joking, actually.
Yeah, Geordie Poke, I think it was, wasn't it? Fair enough, I take it. It was shite, he was right.
Yeah, but he could very easily just pick the 9 losers if he thinks you're shite. In which case, you've made everyone, Barry, an absolute fortune. So we're performing a magnificent service here by sitting here telling you what's definitely not going to win. I don't know why you want all millionaires. So we've still got the challenge of hitting 0 picks. We did have one winner, Barry, on this show. Data Dave. Data Dave was in the winner's circle with the... over 2.5 in the Wolves for Everton. He absolutely pissed it. He could have got up the ladder, could Data Dave. So he's in profit now. He's bet 2 units and returned 2.2. So if you want to listen to anyone on the show, listen to Data Dave. Let's say hello to the people in the chat first. There are quite a lot of people here, actually. The Backus family were first in, waiting for bars. Callum's here. Danny Midler, I will apologise to. I don't know why, on the last show, Danny wasn't here, but I was going through the Prediction League table, and I said Danny was a Mackham, and I don't know why I thought he was a Mackham. But anyway, Danny has been at great lengths to tell us he's not a Mackham. Is indeed a Newcastle fan, so sorry about that, Danny. I've misgeolocated you, which is terrible behaviour. Harry's here, Chelsea. Joe Dollar, how you doing, Joe? Andy Williams is back from Barbados. Serial James Mafia as well. Francis G, welcome along. And I think that is everybody who said hello. There are some other people lurking about, so if you want to say hello, by all means do that. Let me remind you about our box fresh, brand new, all singing, all dancing favourite sponsor, Daily Spins, your destination for crypto sports betting. dailyspins.com/sports. That's dailyspins.com/sports. Yeah, so the plan tonight is we will take apart this disaster of a weekend, maybe look at the eye catchers a little bit from the past 3 weeks, because obviously we get the international break now. So it is a good place to see where you are with your outrights. And then indeed, if there are any outrights that stand out, I've got 3 little plays at the end, not fancy prices, but 3 picks that stood out to me. The Prediction League, this is the end of the month as well, and we do have a clear winner for the month, Cameron Burke, with 4 correct results and 12 correct outcomes. So sitting on 24 points, 1 point in front of Michael Hawthorne, who was second, and then a few people tied third, including Bob Bamford, including Callum Schultz, Cormac Gillespie, all sitting in third. But Cameron Burke is the winner. So, Cameron, if you want to get in touch somehow, by all means, we'll sort you out with a little merch gift card. Serial reckons again. How many winners? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 winners, Serial. Well, my giddy hand. Well played, you. I mean, do you know what? I get that it's cause and effect. I get it's the gambler's fallacy. The minute that Fulham goal got disallowed on Saturday was where I just knew I was wasting my fucking time for the rest of the weekend. It wound me up far more than it should have done. It lost my pick. Or it didn't lose my pick. It put my pick behind the 8 ball because I had Fulham on the handicap, +1.5. So you get that, you're in a great position because then Chelsea have to come back and win 3-1. And as it happens, Fulham had played quite well. And the disallowing of that goal, and it's since been admitted by the PGMOL, etc. The geezer was taken off fourth official duty today at the Liverpool match. It was one of the worst decisions I've ever seen, Barry. I thought it was fucking abysmal. I've no idea how it's been allowed to reach this point where he can disallow that goal. And then the other things that wound me up about it were... Go on, mate.
Go on. I was going to say, absolutely astonishing. It cost me my pick because I was on both teams to score. So to start off with a loser, where I should have started off with a winner, was bad enough. But you mentioned they took that fourth... The person who was on VAR has been punished, if you call it a punishment, by taking them off duty today. Like, they're on a salary anyway. It's not going to cost them anything. That's not a punishment.
Day off, hasn't he?
And why does one person... Because it's not just one person. There's him. There's the bloke sitting next to him who's also agreed we should send this to the referee. And then the referee just fucking have the balls to stand up and say, no, I've got it right first time. There's not a fucking referee out there who's willing to back themselves and say, I'm happy with what I've got here. Just leave it as it is. Because the second everyone goes to that monitor, you know the outcome. The monitor is now a waste of time. VAR might as well just make the decision and that's it. And just save the whole nonsense that goes with it. Especially this announcement that goes with it, because that's a waste of time as well. I mean, for the penalty, for example, after review, the Fulham defender has handled the ball, his arms in an unnatural position. They didn't even acknowledge any review of the Chelsea handball that led up to it. Didn't say, we've also looked at the Chelsea bit and we don't think he's in an unnatural position. They just ignored that. Like, absolute nonsense.
It was nonsense. The referee's announcement, firstly, the same fucking accent. One of these referees has just got to change it up a little bit. Do it in a thick Jamaican accent. Do you know what I mean? That's what we need. I can't, with another one. All right, love. It's been disallowed for foul into centre circle. Say just the same. Why have we just got one accent for referees? Come and do it in a thick West Indian accent. That's what I want next time. And then he announces it was a careless challenge. Well, it wasn't careless, and it wasn't a fucking challenge. It wasn't either of the two words he said. No. What are you thinking? I thought it was absolutely horrendous. And I know this is way down the list of things, Enzo Maresca at the end. That doesn't help, does it? That does not help. He comes out and says, yeah, I think it's a foul. No, you fucking don't, you lying twat. Just come out and say, it was a complete dog shit decision, but I'll take it. Yeah. Or do what Eddie Howe would do and just say something so boring that you'd stop listening to him after 8 seconds. Yeah. Because he's going to get one.
Because he loses the ground when they've got one goes the other way. You can't sit there and fucking moan about it. That was ridiculous. As you say, it's not Maresca's fault. It's not Chelsea's fault. Just admit you got lucky with one.
And there's other stuff we haven't even talked about. The Man United...
What did you think about the handball? Before we move on from that game,
Chelsea.
Yeah, for the penalty. Because I can't.
I saw what happened, but I don't know what the rules are.
You can't have a different. I just don't understand how you can have a different rule for an attacking player for handball than what you've got for a defensive player. So you can look at that and you say, has the defender deliberately handled the ball? No, because he hasn't. Has he got his arm in an unnatural position? Yes, because it's up here. So I'm fine with that being a penalty. But then if you go back and look at Pedro 2 seconds earlier, has he deliberately handled the ball? No. But is his hand in an unnatural position? Yes, because it's up here and it's out here, like outstretched. I just don't know how you can look at one and not have the same conclusion to the other, because neither of them were deliberate, but both of them had their hands up in the air and out wide. So it can be a penalty, but it should have been not given because there's a handball in the build-up by Chelsea. I just can't see how... This is the stupid thing. A handball when you're attacking is different to a handball when you're defending, and all of this nonsense. It's absolute shite.
Yeah, I absolutely, completely and utterly hate it. Oh, shit.
He hates it that much. He's throwing his computer on the floor. Malcolm's laptop has appeared down the back of his desk now. Malcolm's just plugging back in. I'll make a note of the time so we can edit this out the podcast. 16 minutes.
Hello? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yeah.
There's been an incident, Barry.
I know you're angry, but there's no need to throw your laptop away.
I got so agitated, I've just launched my laptop across the room. Sorry about that, everybody. Fucking hell. Well, did you say things? Did anyone notice, Barry, do you think?
I think it was perfectly clear what happened. Anyway, can you calm down before we move on to Man United and Sunderland?
Well, so anyway,
whilst we're on the VAR thing, we've got to go to Man United next, haven't we?
Well, yeah, I was going to say that I haven't even made notes on whose shirt sleeve was further offside or onside in that one, and whether it was a penalty or not. I just couldn't be arsed with it all. Do you want to talk about those VAR things?
Well, I just don't understand. We thought it was all going to be brilliant when this semi-automated offside come in, but then they put that cartoon image on the screen, and I don't think it's been talked about enough that there's nothing in that cartoon image that demonstrates he was offside.
Oh yeah, right.
He's all put the image on the screen and just said he's offside, and then everyone's looking at saying, "Where's he offside?" And then it's just been forgot about. You can't talk about it anymore because there was bigger things yesterday, so everyone just forgot that he wasn't offside. There wasn't any of them that was offside.
His shirt, a bit of his shirt sleeve was, but
you can't score with your shirt sleeve, and also a little bit of the Man United player's shirt sleeve.
That is correct. Yeah, that's the bit I didn't understand.
Bits of shirt sleeve that are sticking out. That was an absolute shambles as well. I would rather have went back to the old randomly drawn lines on the pitch than that.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Do you remember that? Are we harking back to the days, Barry, for that fella drawing the lines?
Yeah,
the good old days.
Some random lines because that cartoon picture did nothing for me. And then we just accepted it. But everyone just moved on from it. The commentators and everything was just, oh, well, he's offside. But he's not. Go back, rewind it again. He's not offside. You've just told us that and expect us to accept it. Nonsense. I mean, the penalty for Man United was a penalty. I don't know how anyone can complain about that. That was absolutely stupid.
It just does that the similar things aren't. Do you know what I mean?
That's true, yeah.
So fair enough. Joe Thompson's joined us. Joe, welcome along. Fef, is it? So yeah, just like the anatomy of disaster. So obviously I was thoroughly pissed off with that Chelsea Fulham thing. In no particular order, I was doing that Spanish game, Baz. I had the Alaves Atletico Madrid game to do, didn't I? Which was a 4:00 kickoff. So I'm sitting here watching that on the telly. So I've got the little Bet365 in play box open, just so I can sort of keep up with the scores. In no particular order, the slow roller has fucking ceased rolling, by the way. That's something else. Whose idea was it to bring that feature back? I think that was Courtney Backus, and I'm not happy about it. So we rolled for 2 weeks, Baz, undecided whether I recommence rolling after the international break, because there's no rolling to be done. But it was over 1.5 goals in Tottenham-Bournemouth, a game that was screamed goals, and then we got one in the 4th minute. I thought, this is fine. It's going to finish 9-6. And I sat in that game, nothing happened for the next fucking 2 hours. So that annoyed me. What happened? Brentford go suspended, missed penalty. Burnley go suspended, disallowed goal. Then we get to the 96th minute. It's half time in Alaves v Atletico Madrid, so I can stick Sky Sports on for 5 minutes. I see Sunderland score a 96-minute winner. I then see a 96-minute Man United penalty. So both of them completely, utterly pissed me off. And then I watched Newcastle 0, Leeds 0 in one of the single worst game of footballs everybody's ever watched. It was absolute dog shit. So that finished 0-0. And then on the back of that, the other thing, talking about being disillusioned with football, Baz, 3 Premier League teams on Saturday afternoon had the best player sitting in the fucking house scratching their balls, by the way. Not just Alexander Isak for Newcastle, Johan Wissa and Jorgen Strand Larsen are all sitting in the house. You only get 38 games, Barry. It's not a baseball season. You get 38 games.
Every one of them has been put to shame by Mark Gahey today.
Yeah.
He's still got a transfer to Liverpool, potentially going ahead tomorrow. And he's out there playing football, scoring goals for his team, and he'll get the respect of his fans if he does leave. They'll all say farewell and best wishes and all of that. Absolute shambles. The Newcastle game annoyed me for that reason again, because it was boring, but Newcastle were toothless. Asula's never going to be the player, is he? And it just, you're sitting there thinking, that twat's sat picking 120 grand a week up, sitting at home, watching his teammates, people who've been his teammates for 3 years. He's absolutely hung them out to dry and probably cost us 5 or 6 points so far this season, because Villa was there for the taking, Leeds were there for the taking, and Liverpool were. And there's no doubt in my mind we'd have more points now had we had him playing. It's just embarrassing. Whatever he wanted to do, the way he's gone about it is an absolute disgrace. I don't know. I mean, it's still really quiet. There's no sign of any bid, unless Liverpool and Newcastle have agreed already, but it's just a matter of will Newcastle be able to replace him before they announce it all. But it's very quiet. And if it doesn't go ahead tomorrow, I don't know how he comes back in. Surely all them players are looking around as well and just thinking, you fucking let us down, yeah. Like massively, massively let everyone around that club down. Absolute scum. Cannot stand it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
By the way,
like I say,
we talked about how bad that game was. There was actually 2 games where I literally fell asleep this weekend, like dozing on the sofa during the game because I couldn't keep my eyes open. That was Newcastle v Leeds. And Liverpool Arsenal today sent me to sleep as well. Fell asleep in the first
we
half.
get onto that, Baz, in a minute. Before that, I watched Celtic Rangers, by the way, which had a combined XG of about 0.27. It made Newcastle Leeds look like an 8-goal thriller, that one. That was absolutely horrendous as well. We have a look at Sunday's games. Let me tell you about... I've got to scroll back up the top of this. Try and keep the laptop on the table. MyBookie.ag, your place to bet on football and everything else. The prop builder is second to none. Their motto is bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. Very good. Head to mybookie.ag, promo code PLGP for a 100% bet back bonus up to $500 for new customers. mybookie.ag, promo code PLGP. And NFL is live and kicking now on Rhythm. Really good season last year for Rhythm on the NFL. 31% ROI on Tyreek Hill props, amongst loads of others. MLB, WNBA, golf, and all sorts of other things on there. There's a weekly leaderboard. You can win cash prizes for tracking your bets. Get your 7-day free trial at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. Yeah, so into Sunday. So the only highlight on Saturday was Everton winning. That was my only winning pick, which, by the way, there was a ton of money for Everton. We put them up at 9-5 on the show, plus 180. Went off at 13-10, plus 130. So moving lines, Baz, is what we were doing. Sunday just carried on. Manchester City look absolutely no different at all to last year. Brighton are cheating. We know that. They'll just play however the fuck they want and win or lose. They don't care. Forest, for 85 minutes, was the usual Forest, which was big and ugly and try and win 1-0 at home. And they very often do it. And then suddenly that got away really quickly. West Ham went out of absolutely nowhere. That got me knocked out the last man standing. Liverpool weren't very good, but scored late because they've got some good players. And then Arsenal were exactly the same as always. They're boring. They're just low variance. They played backwards so many times. Actually, Gary Neville sort of said a little bit about it. But that's the difference. Arsenal, again, they don't want anything to happen. When they take so long over the set pieces. Bob said to me, why are they taking so long? I said, Bob, they don't want fucking anything to happen. They want nothing to happen in this game. They want the ball out of play. They went backwards. Zubimendi, he might be quite tidy. Backwards. They got a free kick right on half time on the centre spot, right? And so you would have been forgiven for thinking Arsenal was shooting the other way because Zubimendi stands over the ball facing his own goal. And I'm thinking, hang on a minute, Martin, it's fucking up that end. Like, he had no intention of going forwards. Lump it in the box, do anything different. And the problem is, this is what they've done. You've extrapolated out to last season, where they go and they can't win those games. All right, they beat Leeds 5 now, brilliant. But but they go and do this time and time again. They don't do enough. They don't try enough to go and win. And it's something in the DNA of the manager. He won't take the handbrake off. And it's going to cost them again this season, because what they did today has already cost them 3 points. Again, you say you extrapolate that out to last season. You then drag it out to the last 3 seasons, and it's the exact same shit. They don't do enough in the big spots to go and try and win the game, and I don't know why not. I can understand. For the first time really today, I understand the frustrations of the Arsenal fans, because they just didn't do it. And I know they're missing Saka, fair enough, but everybody else is kind of all right. They can't defend. They're absolutely fine. They defended today brilliantly, actually. Liverpool have a shot on target until the goal. Like, Ekitike did nothing. Salah was terrible. Gakpo had a few from distance. Arsenal defended really well, but that's not good enough. You've got to do something different, be a bit more proactive. So, yeah, that was a weird one. And then obviously Liverpool, whatever deal they made with fucking Satan to score a late winner every week, that happened again. And then finally picked up another winner. Villa are bang in trouble. Palace were very good. We took Palace double chance. Probably left a little bit out there because we mentioned Palace as potential winners. We mentioned Bournemouth as potential winners as well, without picking them. So, yeah, that was how Sunday panned out for me, Baz.
Yeah, as I say, I fell asleep during the Arsenal-Liverpool game in the first half because it was absolutely dull as anything. I just found Arsenal, and I fancied Arsenal because I felt Liverpool were there for the taking.
Yeah.
And I think they were, particularly in the first half. They didn't
try to take them.
Yeah, and Arsenal was so passive. We've just seen Liverpool concede twice to Palace, Bournemouth, Newcastle. Newcastle scored twice without even playing a striker. And yet Arsenal showed no desire, really, to get at them. If I was an Arsenal fan, I'd feel massively let down by the way they approached that. So again, Liverpool not at their best, but another 3 points. The only other thing, if Florian Wirtz is worth 115 million, like, Isak's got to be worth 150, surely. I know it's only 3 games. Wirtz might come good. But 150 million looks like a lot of money. It doesn't really seem to impact anything. I was expecting big things from him, but no, stick another 10 million on the Isak price if that's what he's worth. And as you say, the other ones from today, Palace done okay for me. Forest, I didn't see that coming at all. Forest getting an absolute battering off West Ham was a massive surprise, as was Villa. Took Palace to win, but Villa getting battered like that, I didn't quite expect.
So yeah, that got us through the 10 games tonight, and we'll going to have a little look around just to see sort of eye catches and what we thought of our pre-season picks and any picks that stand out. However, before we do that, Barry, we will move on, and it's the game that the several nations are talking about, Barry. We're back on to kick off here. Now, if you remember last time out, Barry, I punted it long. You knocked it back down the right-hand side to Alessandro Albino. I've got a little decision to make here, Barry. If you're wondering where we are time-wise, I would suggest round about the 20-minute mark. I checked how many cards were left in the discard pile, and we're just sort of halfway through the first half. But I might take a lesson out of Mikel Arteta's book here, Barry. I might just have to use some of the dark arts because my cards are a bit shit. So I might just try and sort of keep the ball in this corner for a little while and see if I can force an error out of you. So what I'm going to do, Barry, this is horrible. I'm going to play this card, Barry. 4 sideways. Now, as you well know, Barry, we're right on the touchline anyway. So I'm putting the ball straight out to play for a throw-in over on this side. Terry Lee, the left back of the two twins.
When 4 sideways, you can go either way.
No, I'm going 4 that way.
Yeah, it's back to front, obviously, for me.
It's back to front, yeah. So I'm going 4 sideways, which takes us off the pitch, which means, Barry, you are taking a throw-in from square E1. So what I'm really trying to do is force you kind of out to play a little bit, Baz. You see, I've stumped him here, sports fans. Have a look at this.
You've definitely
He's not as pleased now.
I'm completely confused now. Yeah.
Is this work, Barry?
Well, I'm trying to look at the board as well. Yeah, I'm all right, yeah.
You're here. That's where you are.
That's back to front. That doesn't help me. Anyway, Malcolm, I've got...
What about
that? Yeah, I think that's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go diagonal 6, forward 5.
Diagonal 6. Oh, bollocks. Towards the goal.
Oh, aye.
Ah, shit. Right, okay. Well, that's backfired. Because that is actually a shot on target. Again, from Alessandro Albino. So, yeah, shot on target, Barry, from you, which I will deal with on the next episode. Very good. I hope everybody enjoyed that. Betty's lying behind me, thoroughly wondering what the fuck we're playing at. She's laughing. That's good. Oh, shit. I haven't enjoyed that little goal, Barry. I'm going to be honest with you. That's a bit of a kick in the pants for me. Right then. I'll tell you what, I'll read some more adverts out. I'll tell you what, the people in the comments absolutely love that. If you just listen to the podcast, you never get in the YouTube, you wouldn't believe the amount of positive reviews and nice things that everyone say about us playing kickoff on this game. Absolutely crazy. Underdog Best Ball Mania all summer long, $15 million in prizes, including $2 million to first place. There's no waiver wire, no arguments. Best Ball is the best way to play fantasy. Underdog is a great place to play pick'em. You can win for 500 times your entry. Brand new offer. Play $5, get $50 in bonus funds. Use the bonus code PLGP. And we are brought to you by NoVig. NoVig is America's #1 sports prediction market. Since NoVig is an exchange, you know you're getting some of the best prices in the market. 35 states it's available in. Download the NoVig app and get $50 when you spend $5 if you use our promo code SGPN. Get on the action with NoVig, promo code SGPN. Right then. No, Callum, this is not first goal the winner. We are going to play the entirety of this pack twice, as is the rules of the game.
Some breaking news I've just seen. It's nothing to do with this. It's not even that exciting, really. But I can't get my head around it. Chelsea yesterday losing Liam Delap to injury, and then telling Nicholas Jackson he had to come all the way back from Germany because they weren't going to let him go to Bayern Munich anymore. They needed him to sit on the bench. Well, tonight they've cancelled the loan of Mark Giu from
to Sunderland.
So they've recalled. I mean, he couldn't even get a game for Sunderland. I don't know if he started yesterday, but he hadn't started the first.
He played against Huddersfield the other night.
Yeah, so they've recalled him now from his loan because they've got, why are Chelsea panicking? They've got 57 attacking players. Liam Delap getting injured isn't going to be a massive issue for them. And Mark Giu isn't going to play any time for them. So I don't know if that means Nicholas Jackson can now go off to Bayern Munich. But yeah, they have cancelled his loan with Sunderland now.
Okay, breaking news there from Barry. So yeah, I mean, in terms of where we stand from the first 3 weeks of the season, I'll go with markets first. I've got some eye catchers later on, but top of the league to win outright. Liverpool are now 6-5. I incorrectly said quite boldly on Wednesday night that Arsenal would be the new favourites clearly after this weekend. Liverpool are clearly the favourites. 6-5 plus 120. Arsenal 15-8 plus 187. Man City, the big movers, out to 7-1. Chelsea into 8, and it's 40-1. But I couldn't put a bet on this at all, Barry. I just don't trust any of them. Liverpool, obviously 3 from 3. Not being impressed with them. They were all right today. In that they defended a bit better. But like we said, Arsenal didn't really try very hard. They were bang average against Bournemouth. They were bang average against Newcastle. And I didn't think they were great today. Words might get better. Salah was terrible again. Ekitike has been all right, whether he can maintain that level of form. But I don't trust Liverpool. I've just had a little rant about Arsenal. I don't think they've got the fucking cojones to get it done. I just don't think they've got the minerals. They just don't seem to want to. And you can't trust City. I mean, my City were my pick pre-season. Doug, it's exactly the same. Where's all the money they spent on the pitch? They spent a gazillion quid at Christmas and again in the summer I don't know where it is. Don't know where it is on the pitch. Joe's asking, I presume, very, very sensibly for the Newcastle odds. Newcastle are 100 to 1, which is a perfectly fair price, Joe. Yeah, so nothing. Don't trust them at all. I mean, Chelsea would stand out a little bit, but then Chelsea drew at home to Palace first day and went 1-0 down to Fulham at home, and we don't know what happened after that because they weren't allowed to. So I don't really fancy Chelsea. The 40 to 1 Tottenham and Man United is absolutely preposterous. So no one's going to win the league pass. I mean, if I gave you a pound coin now, where would you put it on?
I don't know. I said this. I mean, I took Man City for top 2 finish. I'm regretting that at 11 to 10. That's now a 2 to 1 shot. But like you, I don't know what to make of any of them. Really, still think it's wide open. We haven't seen anything that suggests one of them's going to walk away with it. If I had a pound and I had to go on one, then it's probably going to be Liverpool. But as you say, there might be value outside by looking at someone like Chelsea, though.
You went a bit weird there, Barry. You paused.
No, I didn't pause. I just finished.
No, but you did. Something happened. You froze is the word I'm looking for. Down at the bottom, I think you have to mention Sunderland. Now, we did say the other night, are they ever going to play anyone who's not absolute dog shit? Because they've probably played
the bottom of the market as opposed to the bottom of the table, because they are in the top 6.
The relegation odds is what I'm talking about. They've picked up 6 points. Now, they have played 3 of the worst teams. However, they've showed what none of those promoted teams can do last year, because they all played the dog shit teams as well, and they couldn't win a football match. And Sunderland have played 2 home games. They've put a bad team to bed. They were rubbish at Burnley. And not only did they win on Saturday, they came from behind. Fuck me. When was those promoted teams couldn't dream of doing that last year? So we'll have to see with them. Wolves, I think, stand out. There's just a massive lack of quality in their team at the moment. Whether Jorgen Strand-Larsen stays or goes, I've got no idea. I mean, Burnley are 3 to 10, minus 330. Sunderland, minus 120. Wolves are now minus 120, with Leeds 2 to 1, West Ham 5 to 2, and Brentford at 3 to 1. And I think Leeds are rubbish. They've scored 1 goal. Fuck knows how they beat Everton. I've no idea. I didn't see much of it. They were dog shit against Arsenal away. They were dog shit yesterday. Anyone that wasn't us in the state we were in, I thought the manager maybe got it wrong yesterday, which I don't say very often. We had players missing it. We didn't have a striker. A half-decent team would have beat them 4-0. So I think Leeds stand out down at that bottom end, Baz.
Yeah, I've got the same thing. I've got Leeds to be relegated 2 to 1. Just based on the movement, because I haven't seen anything in the first 3 games to suggest they won't be right in amongst a relegation fight. I mean, Wolves are on no points, so I can see why they're short enough, but I'd still fancy Wolves to get more points than Leeds over the season. So Leeds 2 to 1 definitely looks a bit of value out of the sort of looking at the promoted teams in particular, and them being the biggest price of the lot.
That was one of my 3 picks, Baz. I was going to say them at the end, but I made 3 picks. Leeds are 2 to 1 to go down. I've seen nothing to suggest they can stay up. Bizarre sort of 1-0 win over Everton. But yeah, they just look really, really poor. So at 2 to 1, I don't know. They shouldn't be twice the price, 2.5 times the price of Wolves. Absolutely not. Joe Thompson's got Brentford to go down. I'm disappointed with Brentford. I watched them on Tuesday night during the Cup, which is, I know it's a different competition. But I like the big defenders. I liked Ayer. I like Van den Berg. I know there's Ayer's been linked with Wolfsburg. Ethan Pinnock. And Utara up top. I like Coyote at fullback. They look like they had a little bit about them. So yesterday was a kick in the stones. Because when they scored, I thought, yeah, they're going to go on and win this game. So Brentford just kind of remain on the watch list for me at the moment. My other eye catchers were Bournemouth. Is one of them, Baz. Because I just think they've been excellent. They're incredibly well coached, Bournemouth. Incredibly well coached. I think they're going to keep... I still don't know. Why is no one being linked with Semenyo? I haven't seen a single story that says any of these top teams in this country or in Spain or in Germany or in France or in Italy have been linked with this bloke, because he's fucking brilliant. They're really well coached. They're going to hold. Evan Nielsen can score goals. It was the fact that they lost all their defenders, didn't they? They lost Kirkes, Sabani, and who's the other one, Baz?
Hoyson.
Correct answer, yeah. So they lost 3 of the defenders, but they were very good at Liverpool. Unfortunate on opening night not to get a point. They've then won a home game and got to Tottenham. Tottenham didn't make the eye catchers. They would have done, but then they shit the bed on Saturday again. Bournemouth are even money for a top half finish. And I think there's room for them in the top half because Aston Villa are really struggling. Manchester United are not a given by any stretch. That result on Saturday changed absolutely nothing. So I think there's room for a couple of teams to gate crash the top 10. And Bournemouth do look really good. So Bournemouth for a top half finish at evens, Baz. You got anything?
Yeah, I've got a top half pick as well, but I've went for Palace. I mentioned before, the Palace form so far this season's no fluke. They finished last season unbeaten in 10, 11 games or something like that. So Palace is a team I definitely like. Plus money still, 11 to 10 for Palace to finish in the top half. And yes, Eze is gone. I think they'll be all right there. They've made a couple of signings. Saw's going to be the main man for them now, I think. Mateta's still there. Saw's still there. There's enough attacking stuff around Palace. Gahey probably will go tomorrow, but I still think Palace will have enough to get top 10. I'm getting 11 to 10 for Palace for the top half.
Fair enough. Palace sort of made my shortlist without being a pick. They stand out. Villa is another one, actually. I couldn't find any odds on the bottom half finish. Let me just
funnily enough, yeah, I was the same. I've got that in my notes. They are 8 to 13 for a top 10 finish.
Okay.
So that
about
makes
6
me
to
think
5.
we're probably looking about 6 to 5, 5 to 4 for Villa to finish bottom half. Because I was looking at the same thing. I mean, you're reviewing it after 3 weeks. It's been a funny old 3 weeks, hasn't it? For Sunderland to get off to a win, then lose to Burnley, and then have a good win again. And then you've got West Ham, who absolutely stunk the place out, and then go and win 3-0 today. Was bizarre.
Tottenham.
Tottenham out. Yeah, exactly. They were the other team on 100% points, and then just didn't barely lay the glove on Bournemouth. So it's all over the place. Really, really, really unpredictable. So it is trying to sniff out that bit of value, isn't
it? My final pick here, Baz. A bit of a homer play. Newcastle for a top 6 finish. 6 to 5. Nothing's changed. We did this last year as well. We will settle down and 100% come with a rattle. By the middle of November, we'll be fucking up there. I know Joe was taking the piss earlier on. We've just said I don't fancy any of the top 4 to win the league. 100 to 1. Get me involved in a bit of that. We've got the best coach in the league, Big Nick, up top now as well. I think we'll absolutely settle down and start making giant strides, Barry. Giant strides. Can't wait for tomorrow to be finished, to be honest. Get the international break out the way, and Newcastle will come like they've been shot out of a cannon, Barry. Top 6 finish at 6 to 5, plus 120.
Well, it's funny because we never talked about what picks we were going to have or what markets we were going to look at tonight. But I've also got Newcastle for a top 6 finish at 6 to 5. Because I wouldn't read too much into Newcastle's points total at the moment because we played very well against Liverpool and we played very well against Villa. It was horrible yesterday. But Newcastle do just need that window to shut and then just move on from the whole Isak nonsense, however it ends up. Newcastle will be just fine. And Man United are a shorter price for top 6 than Newcastle. I can't have that. I just don't agree with
ridiculous.
It. You can see it's a stinky pick, Cal. But who's the 6 that's going to finish above them? Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea. You've got to find 2 more. I don't think it's that hard for Newcastle to be in those next 2. Spurs, Newcastle, Villa, Brighton. All of them before you get to Man United. I think top 6 is absolutely fine for Newcastle. Newcastle will be just fine. 6 to 5 is a good price.
I think we're going to have a sportsman's bet here, Barry. There's me and you on this side. And in the chat, Callum and Fefwef are on the other side. So I suggest here that at the end of the season, 2 of us will take a photograph of us in the sea. 2 of us are getting in the sea at the end of the season. It might be me and Barry. It might be Callum and Fefwef. But I want to see evidence of 2 people in the sea at the end of the season, whether it's us 2 or whether it's you 2 bozos. Gorgeous George has joined us. George, we need to apologise for calling you Big Daft George. Apparently it came as news to you that we called you Big Daft George, and not just Big George. Maybe I just put the daft in. We'll stick with Gorgeous George is what we'll do. Nice to have you, George. I think, Barry, we're just about done. Have you got any other crack, or should we let the people go away?
No, I've got 2 bits of crack. Yesterday was so bad, Malcolm. So depressing was the football yesterday that I pulled the trigger and spent £6,500 on a holiday.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, next year's trip to
Where are we going?
Egypt again. Back to Egypt.
Okay.
Love it. I'm going to do some scuba diving this time. So, yeah, just it was the only way I could think of to cheer myself up on Saturday night. Was booking a massive big holiday and having something to look forward to. A little bit of food chat, because it's been a while since we've had any Tory Scran chat. I've invested in a new kitchen appliance. Any guesses as to what it might be?
Is it something barbecue related?
No, not at all. That would be garden, wouldn't it? That's not.
Well, not cooking in it. Fuck's sake.
Small appliance.
An appliance?
Yeah, just a small.
Something that cooks things.
Ice. No, it doesn't cook them.
Prepares them.
Yeah, that.
Prepares them. I'm a bit stuck here, Baz. Is it a pasta maker?
No, I've got a NutriBullet, little blender thing.
Okay, now.
You know me, I'm trying to be healthy, aren't I?
You are, Barry.
I think I've told you before, I don't eat fruit. I don't like any fruit. Just don't eat it, ever. There's not a piece of fruit that, other than a tomato, but that's not really a fruit, is it? But I'm trying to get more fruit into my diet, but also more fibre. So I'm now going to have like a protein shake, but add loads of raspberries in, because then I'm getting me fruit. And apparently raspberries are really good for fibre. And I've got some chia seeds to put in, because that's really good.
Oh, yeah.
That's proper Tory Scran, that, isn't it?
That is Tory Scran.
In your protein shake on a morning.
I mean, I would pronounce them chia, Barry, but if you want to go with chia.
If you want to be proper Tory, that's fair enough. So, yeah, I'll be blitzing up some fruit into me shakes just to get some fruit in, because I'm a new man, you know.
You are a new man.
Kids like it. What it does make is a very nice milkshake made with ice cream, milk, and Oreo biscuits. I need to calm the kids down because they're having 2 or 3 of them at the moment. Like,
true story. On the subject of fruit, in my bid to turn my garden into a tropical paradise, Barry, I bought a fucking massive banana tree on Saturday morning.
It's not going to grow any bananas.
You say that. I'm not a global warming, Barry. I'm going to stick it out there next to the palm tree. I'll put a photo of the banana tree on. It's an absolute beauty. And I was so pissed off last night that I got into the bath and listened to a podcast on the fall of the Mongol Empire. That's what I was doing at 10 o'clock last night. No match of the day, no nothing. In the dark, listening to the fall of the Mongol Empire, Barry. That's how bad the pitch in football.
I listened to a podcast about an 80-year-old bloke who's just got out of prison after 30 years after being flying drugs around for Pablo Escobar. Sounds a little bit more interesting than your podcast, I'll be honest.
No, I'll answer any questions you've got on the fall of the Mongol Empire. Next time, if you want to write them down, everybody, and put them in the chat. I'm your man. Right, okay. We dragged that bollocks out to 49 minutes. Andy says it's been an epic episode, which, bear in mind, we've made 0 picks. Oh, no. Leeds to get relegated 2-1. 49 minutes for all of that. It's International Week, which means, unfortunately, people, you've got a lot more of this before we can give you another 9 losers on the Premier League. We'll probably do Wednesday or Thursday because it's the old 6 days of international football from Thursday through till Monday or Tuesday or whatever the hell it is. So, yeah, we'll keep your eyes peeled for the schedule, the stream and all that. We'll decide what's going on this week. Barry, thank you very much. This has actually made me feel a shit ton better because at 6 o'clock I was thoroughly depressed. I've got outside, spoke to normal people. I've come back here and realised it's actually not that deep, Baz. We can sit here and have a giggle with all you idiots and it's fine. So thank you very much. Thank you all the idiots as well who have helped perk us up. Back Wednesday, Thursday with some international picks. In the meantime, have a good week, good luck, and we will see you all down the road. Cheers.